What role does technology play in the security industry? So let's talk about that. We live in the year 2026, and we have an interesting topic today. Again, I'm your host, Joel Matos, co owner of AlphaCalibre Academy, AlphaCalibre Protection. And today we have the privilege of having Officer Rios back with us again.
Hello, everyone. Jose Rios. I'm a retired police officer, over 30 years plus in security and law enforcement experience.
So today we have an interesting topic about technology,
hmm
the good, the bad. What changes have happened with technology? Particularly, we have something here in front of us that in our Security Protection Academy we've been implementing.
Yep.
But Rios, tell us a little bit about how law enforcement is using these.
It's been a big advance searching for uh, missing people, helping even for the fire department, helping having an eye in the sky, searching for victims in different area. Law enforcement, for example, they can search individual when they are looking for inmates or somebody that run from the police. Uh, this is a very the future is today is started today.
I agree. The future is today. We have the right tools, the right
Yep,
technology. This equipment is not only reserved for law enforcement.
exactly.
We have access to equipment
hmm
that we did not used to have before. This is one of our drones that we have. This is one of the bigger ones. We have different sizes. But I think the interesting thing about this is that before this used to cost thousands of
Oh
dollars.
yes, oh yes.
Yeah, this used to be thousands of dollars. And now it's pretty affordable, a couple $100.
hmm
We have other models that are smaller in size and run a couple $1,000. But something that we've been implementing this year is that we're adding this to our fleet.
Exactly.
Every patrol vehicle, every supervisor
hmm
will have one of these.
Exactly.
And what examples have you seen in the security industry about how can we use this?
Let me tell you, it's a big help. For example, doing supervising. Instead of being visiting the area, we can be having an eye in the sky and see our officer providing the services. And we know and we look everything from up there. We
Yeah,
have the advantage of doing that.
that's a great point, definitely. Also for officer safety, I think it's a great point as well.
hmm
Very similar to how law enforcement are using it. If we have a dangerous situation,
Oh,
if we
yes.
have a situation where the supervisor has to visit that location,
hmm
we could retreat to a safe place.
Exactly.
We could fly that drone from across the street.
hmm
We could look for any suspect that might be in the area, any crime, any activity, anything suspicious, and we could do it from the safety and comfort
Exactly.
of being on a different property.
Exactly.
Also, for inspections, whenever we get a new client,
hmm
something that we like to do in our agency
Exactly.
is we fly the drone in the air
Exactly.
and we see the perimeter, we see
hmm
everything. Tell us a little bit about the inspections that we've done with the drone.
Let me mention one of them. It was in the biggest one. It was in Jacksonville. We did an inspection from up there. It was around 1,000 apartment complex, and they never expected so many things that they have from up there. So many weak areas that they we found. Not only that, even in Orlando, for example, there was a complex that we visited and we did an inspection, and they didn't know that just a few 100 feet away they have a camp of homeless people, and they have problems with the vandalism on the vehicles and things like that, and they didn't know they have homeless in that
Wow.
area. So from up there, it's a big advantage. We are changing the
The
everything
perspective.
exactly about the services that we provide.
Definitely, you said something that bird's eye view.
Mm-hmm.
That property had a fence,
Yep.
and from looking at an eye level, you
Exactly.
can only see the fence.
Exactly.
But when you have eyes in the sky,
Mm-hmm.
you can see very clearly that on the other side of the fence,
Yep.
there's a homeless camp.
Exactly.
And right next to that homeless camp, a few feet this way, there's an entrance.
Exactly.
And guess what? That's a lot of activity,
So the
illegal
trace and
activity
everything.
that the
Exactly.
client had no idea about.
Uh-huh.
So, also walking. How far that big property we did inspection in Jacksonville,
Hmm.
how long would it take if we were walking instead of flying the drone?
Easily, easily. It was around an hour and a half. Easily. An
Of
hour and a
walking.
half walking. An hour and a half walking. Just and walking, directly to the from one point from point A to point B. But with this,
But
just
with
like
the
that.
drone, we're able to do all of that in minutes,
Exactly.
not hours.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty big advantage. So having that mindset of being versatile and accepting
Mm-hmm.
the day and age we're living in, adapt. We may be talking about security companies now,
Mm-hmm.
but again, many different uses.
Exactly.
The power lines, drones, they
Exactly.
measure the thermal heat, they look to inspect. You can inspect a lot more conditions from
Mm.
high to low with a drone. How about churches? Have you seen any videos where they're using drones for the churches?
Exactly. Yep.
They go room by room and they
Hmm.
clear the building with a drone.
Exactly.
It's a smaller drone in size, but it's very effective, it's a powerful tool.
Oh yeah.
So once we saw this as something useful, we began to implement it. And we've been getting a lot of results because of the drone.
Exactly.
Things that you would never see, or things that might have taken a few rotations, a few patrols to do it. Because let's face it,
Mm.
whenever we're working at night or whenever we're patrolling a big property like you
Exactly.
mentioned, it might not be likely that on each and every patrol you have the opportunity to see what the drone sees.
Hmm.
You could cover a lot more ground.
Oh yeah.
And also the
Definitely.
batteries are interchangeable. So simply just recharge a few. And that's something we've implemented that the patrol cars are having it when they
Exactly.
arrive on scene. They do an inspection.
Hmm.
From across the street, we fly that drone. We look at the officers, make sure they're patrolling, make sure they're doing their work.
Exactly.
And our clients value that
Oh,
transparency.
definitely. Definitely.
That transparency that the drone provides, we provide it for the client.
Hmm.
GPS compliance, we've also used that as well.
Exactly.
Because we're not just talking about the drones, we're talking about technology.
Hmm.
Using the GPS for clock ins, clock out, seeing the movement of the officers,
Exactly.
different thing. So if you're a leader in the security community, you have to look for tools to implement,
Mm.
not just the equipment you have on you, but also outside resources that you
Exactly.
could use. Let's talk very quick about some legalities.
Hmm.
You know, of course, when working the property, any property we work at, we have the full authority of that property to
Correct.
inspect it, to fly over, to do stuff like this.
Hmm.
But let's talk a little bit about residential and private communities and private locations. You have to be very careful
Oh
where you
yes.
fly these drones.
Oh yes.
There are certain laws here, particularly in Florida, that are surveillance and stalking logs.
Hmm.
Many of you might have not known that the space over your home
Hmm.
that belongs to the FAA,
Yeah.
that's a federal space. So even though you don't own the land that's over your house,
Hmm.
there's still some legalities to it. If we're flying a drone over the house and we're spying on somebody
Exactly.
and we don't have that federal approval or
Hmm.
a warrant to do so, then just be careful. Be careful you don't get any stalking
Oh
laws or any
yes.
criminal laws.
And those are things that people needs to know. Not everyone can be flying drones all over. It has to be, very responsible. It has
Make sure you do it in the right way.
exactly.
There's a right way and a wrong way to do everything.
Hmm.
Of course, for our use, we have a complete authority to do so on
Correct.
the property.
Correct.
But if you're flying this as a civilian, make sure you get the correct licenses, make sure you get approval,
Hmm.
and don't stalk anybody because these things have a pretty good zoom.
Hmm.
They're pretty small. They come in different sizes, and it's very easily to get a stalking or criminal charge
Oh
on one
yeah,
of these.
definitely.
But going back to my audience over here, today's topic was about technology And this is one great example of how any security company or security leader in your community could implement drones. From churches to properties to power lines to infrastructures. If you're in charge of an infrastructure, great tool as well.
Event.
Events as well,
Mm-hmm.
get a bird's eye view. Remember, this channel is to talk about everything security and emergency related. Also, this is a great tool to prevent emergencies. If you have somebody who's criminally trespassing on your property, if you have a possible threat on your property, if you have a large gathering of people that are meeting at your property, having somebody fly one of these or have a view from the top makes a lot of sense.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And like I said, they don't cost much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they used to cost thousands. Prices are coming down pretty good.
Oh yeah.
So we aim to bring you more tools, more resources, more knowledge. And I'm sure throughout the life of this channel, we're going to bring you many more examples that are very useful,
Yep.
very practical, that you could use. So again, thank you for joining our channel.
All right. Thank you
And
for having me. And the future is here.
the
now.
future is here. So stay tuned. We're going to bring more topics, more guests, and we're always going to have something interesting for you.
Perfect.
Thank you, Rios.
Thank you.